Hello everyone and welcome back to this Total War Warhammer information video. Today we're going to be playing something I've not really had a look at yet. I've only heard wee bits of tidbits. Apparently it confirms Skaven as playable, which we all really knew already, but this is officially confirmed apparently. We're going to go in and see for ourselves. But what is it we're doing? We're doing the Ritual Part 2. To unlock the Ritual Part 2, there is a wee riddle here for you to fill out, and you need to enter the answer here. I'm not going to give you the answer. You can try and work it out yourselves, or well, I suppose I'll give you the answer at the end of the video, so I'll tell you, right, if you don't want to know the answer, I'll give you to you there, because I don't want to spoil it for the people that want to try and work it out themselves. But once you've done this, it'll give you a code. If you sign into Total War Access, go into the ritual, enter the code, and you unlock the temple, which you can click on, and it takes us to here, which apparently unlocks a little mini game for us. I've not tried it out myself, as I said earlier, but let's jump right in and have a go. You carve your blade through the I can't talk today. I'm pretty tired. You carve your blade through the thick jungle shrub, vines and bushels. Bushels? Bushels? I don't think I've ever seen that word before. Collapse to the ground around your feet, hacked in two by the long knife's razor edge. The weapon was forged in your homeland. Now we've just got to choose. Yes?
Sorry, I'm just in the look.
Raven just decided to come into the room and invade and spy for some reason. But yes, we're going to choose Nagaroth. Nagaroth, the bleak and twisted lands of Malkith, the Witch King. Your Druki masters are in their infinite wisdom have sent you south to search for the information. Rumors have spread throughout your regiment that the orders have come from up high. About 10 you will recognize for your achievements. Grunt work again. Grunt work again, I think sounds safer. The air here is thicker than you used to. The buzzing of small wings whizzes past you in your armor. The light feels hot and heavy in your skin. Time to move on before the heat. Remember why you were sent here. On through the thicket. Well, if I do this one, it might tell us why we were sent here, which will be interesting. Remember why you were sent here. Deep in the Lustrian jungles, the Witch King's talents are far-reaching, and you're merely a pawn in his machinations. Reports of a disturbance in Lustrian jungles have brought you to an ancient temple built by the fanatical lizards of the south. Your goal is to find out who or what disturbed the quiet, and why, if you're lucky, you may even get to wet your blades. Push on. After what seems like hours of dulling your knife on thick plant life, the land before you starts to open up into a clearing of sorts. From here, you can see your target. A once great temple built by zealous reptiles, now barely standing in its age. A quick look around. A quick look around reveals some possible sites worth investigating. A rather foreboding mound of dirt to the east of the temple entrance, a tunnel or a cave of some sort, and to the west a crumbling wall covered in lizard ruins. Of course, there is the temple itself right in front of you. Now, do we go to the temple? Do we go to the east to the ruins, or do we go to the mysterious tunnel? It's a cave tunnel. We'll go to the temple itself. The temple is your main concern. Time for a closer look. On the way up to its doors, the smell of rotting flesh greets you. In front of you stands what appears to be the main entrance. A corpse of some beast lies dormant in the corner. You can make out a slight glint in the roof of the alcove above the door. Holds above the door. Search above you, study the door, investigate the corpse. I want to investigate the corpse. What type of corpse is it? In the corner of the entrance, the reptilian corpse is propped up against the walls. Its bones are showing through the torn flesh. A trail of blood leads from the corpse off to the west. Seems as if the creature was subjected to delicious amounts of suffering before its last breath. Search above you. There seems to be something catching the light lodged in the tip of the alcove. It's far too too high to reach. There, I'm getting tongue-tied. Shouldn't be doing this when I'm tired. Plus, the text is quite small and it's hard to read. The door seems sturdy enough. Pushing with your hands seems to meet with resistance. Perhaps a kick or something appropriate. A kick is more appropriate. It would generate a lot of noise, however. You can't see anything else of note, and you won't be getting through the door from here. Kick down the door. Measuring up the door and bracing with your leg, you raise your foot and give a swift, firm kick. Swift but firm kick. The force of your boot on the stone unsettles dust and small chunks of rubble from the wall and ceiling of the alcove, but barely moves the door even an inch. The thing must be blocked from the other side. Your eyes shift to see small shiny objects fall onto the floor among the rubble. It bounces around the stone with a metallic chink. You can't see anything else of note, and you won't be getting through the door from here. Find the object that fell to the floor. With an annoyed sigh, you get on your hands and knees and search the dirty stone floor for the object just dislodged. After sweeping away some gravel and the light hits your target again for you to locate a small metal ball that dropped past your face. It looks to be some kind of bullet. You try to pick it up, but the surface burns your skin. It seems to be pulsing with a green incessant glow. You can't see anything else of note, and you won't be getting through the door from here. I think I know what that bullet is. It might be something to do with rats that are man-sized and apparently heretical to consider to be real. Return to the clearing. You return to the clearing in front of the temple. The wilderness around you is unnervingly still. The temple stands north. We're not going to go back to the temple. We'll just be up there. I feel we're probably going to get killed if we go to the mysterious tunnel, so we're going to go there last. Let's go to the ruins. The wall stands tall against the lustrian wildlife, clearly part of some greater structure in days past, possibly the temple itself. The stone is covered in lizard markings, some carved into the stone itself, and some towards the bottom crudely painted on. There are 3 painted markings in different colours, darker colour to the others that are above. 3 ceremonial pots laid out carefully against the stone. Investigate the markings, investigate the pots. I'm guessing they're going to be Skaven markings. You didn't spend much time reading up on strange reptiles' arcane markings. You know how one fights, and that's all that matters to you. There is only one way to find out what's in the pots now. Oops. I just dropped my ring. Investigate the pots. You turn your attention to the pots on the ground. Open the pot on the left, in the centre, and right. Open the pot on the left. You rest your boot in the rim and non-chant, again a word I'm not quite sure on, push it to the side. The old stone breaks in a dusky crack and lies in a heap on the ground. Seems the pot was full of small animal bones and pelts, some trinkets to their pitiful gods. You rummage around the contents but cannot find anything useful. I'm guessing the other pots are going to be similar. Let's leave the pots alone. You've done enough with the pots for now. You can return later if you need to. Back to the clearing. You returned from the blah 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 temple and the wilderness down. Right, let's go to the mysterious tunnel. You circle around to the left of the temple entrance, to the mysterious mound of dirt you spotted. On closer inspection, it appears to be some kind of cave or burrow. Whatever creatures have made their nest here will feel the sharp end of your sword if they test you. If this is the only way into the temple, you will happily carve your own entrance out of whatever guards it. Enter the cave. You duck your head under the upturned dirt and plunge yourself into the dark, narrow passages below. The light from outside begins to thin as you step inside. From what you can see, it is divided into clear sections almost like rooms. For a moment, you ponder the intelligence of the creatures who created them. As you enter this section of the tunnels, the dirt below your boots seems loose and malleable. Seems this was most recently completed. Of the rooms, there are two directions you can travel, one of which will lead you back outside. Head north, exit the tunnels. Let's head north. Pressing on, you come to a junction. Claw marks and makeshift wooden supports adorn the walls. Did the lizard men make these tunnels? This is beginning to look a lot less natural. Head east, head west, head south. Yeah, let's head east. You come to a corner of sorts. You can hear clicking of some metal apparatus from underneath the dirt at your feet. The this network of caves runs a lot deeper than you thought. Head north. As you walk into the twilight of the tunnels ahead of you, your heart sinks as you step on thin air. In a rush of wind and flailing arms, you find yourself falling rapidly into a great chasm. The sounds of hundreds of scurrying bodies swarm below, churning from unimaginably complex tunnel systems, pushing great metal contraptions. The last thing you see before you crash to the floor is a flash of green light from far in the distance. Your body shatters against the rock. The jungle is full of perils. You have succumbed to merely one of them. There is still some secrets in the dark. So, we got killed by Skaven. We're just going to quickly just go through, because this is probably all the same. It's probably when you get into the tunnel that it'll go different. Return to the clearing. To the west of a serious tunnel. Enter the cave. Head north. Well, last time we headed east, I think, so let's head south. As you enter the section of the tunnels, the dirt below your boots seems loose and malleable. This is the most recent of the rooms. Travel. Back inside. North. Press on the junction claw marks. Right, this is the same as before. Let's head south again. As you enter this, the dirt below seems loose and malleable. Ah, we've been there before. Right, so head north. Right, let's try west. The walls here bleed from mud into solid rock. You appear to be cut off in a cut-off section of the temple. You're too far away from an entrance to be anywhere near the main bulk of it, however. You can either keep on going or turn back. Head west again. The passage here led into a stone room, clearly the work of lizardmen with ornate carvings. The walls are littered with splintered wooden supports holding the weight of the stone ceiling. You dare not touch them. Let's head west again. You push on west to find a small chamber. Upon entering, you are met with a great wooden wheel spinning slightly as if recently disturbed. Grasping the hilt of your sword, you inspect it more closely. The construction seems rushed and crude. It squeaks as it rotates, and several cables of some kind hang from its frame. Otherwise, the room is dead. You can only turn back east. I.e., there was something in here running on this hamster-like wheel, powering something. Right, so I've got to be north this time. You head north, deeper into the thick stone passage of the temple's lower reaches. You freeze as you detect movement ahead of you. A hunched-over figure is clawing at the stone in the corner of the room. You reach for your sword, but are barely able to draw it half the blade before the creature is startled by the sound and jumps up. You catch only a glimpse of its beady eyes flashing as it shoots up to a standing position. The being grabs something from its pockets and throws it to the ground. With a puff of smoke, the creature vanishes. Something tells you that won't be the last you see of it. Keep your guard raised and You keep your guard up and resheath your blade. Well, I wouldn't be resheathing my blade, I'll tell you that for nothing. So once again, that seemed like a gutter runner or something similar. Skaven again, head north. You have the distinct feeling that you are being followed. You come to a corner heading easterly. It seems to take you into the temple proper. As you get closer to the temple's centre, the wear of time becomes less severe. The intricate carvings of the reptilian workers stretching from the floor to the ceiling. Right. This is the way we need to go, I think. You hear a loose piece of stone drop to the floor behind you. You follow an ancient corridor's feelings your way back through the dark. The stone here is warmer than in other spots, and there are some sections where the walls of the room have been chipped away, perhaps for some type of ore or mineral mined out of the rock. You pick your destination to head towards. We just headed west, so I think we're going to have to head west again. You sense a disturbance on your shoulder and swing round rapidly. The dark passage is empty behind you. The air is uncomfortably still. You come to a corner heading easterly, seems to take you into the temple proper. Well, we're going to keep heading east because we want to head to the temple proper. The silence of the tunnel is disturbed by a sporadic scratching of dirt. The echoes make it difficult to track an origin. You draw your sword, you follow the ancient corridors, feeling your way around through the dark. The stone here is warmer than in other spots. You pick a direction and... Right, I feel like we've been here before. I think we're not... I think we've been heading west every time. Your chest feels tight as you feel yourself breathing more rapidly. The blade in your hand is the only comfort. The sound behind you triggers the reflex deep in the back of your mind. Clutching your sword, you try and swing your body around to brace the impact. You manage a mere quarter of your turn before you feel heat of several blades lodge themselves inside your shoulder. The creature's weight, anchored by claw-like knives, pushed you off balance and slams your body into the ground. Your sword clatters up against the stone and upturned dirt on the ground. Your foe pulls the weapons from inside your shoulders, letting loose blood inside, and rapidly forces the blades into your torso again and again. Struggle, reach for your sword, cry for help, but we're here alone, so we're not going to cry for help. Struggle. You try to force, shove, and kick against your attacker. The blood loss has left you weak. You can barely manage to keep your head upright. Reach for your sword. Your sword is agonizingly close to your outstretched arm, but without the strength to reach it, the creature is on top of you, and you will never be able to reach it. Oh, I'll cry out for help. Your desperate cries turn to pathetic wheezes in your throat. Your lung is punctured and is filling with blood. The darkness of the cave envelops you into your last desperate grasp of life, saved from the wound. The jungle is full of fires and you blah 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 blah. Yeah, we're not going to do it again, but seems to be just 1,000,001 ways to be killed by a Skaven. So yes, the temple. Skaven officially confirmed? Or only for heretics? That's up to you. Bye everyone. Oh, and before I go, for those of you that don't want to know, we'll come back here. We said at the beginning, it's our... Oh. Right, seems the page is broke. Okay, it's not working. Come on, let me type. Okay, it's not letting me type. But, just so you know, the word is warning. So there we go. If you want to go in and read all this yourself, try it several different things. Every way you're gonna get some sort of Skaven confirmed but ish sort of story where you get killed in the end. Yada yada yada. Hope you've all enjoyed this. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.